4 easy steps to assess the performance of your current inventory. That's what we're going to talk about this week. So this week we are talking about inventory. We don't have enough videos on inventory on the channel. And this week what I'd like to do is to share 4 easy steps to assess how your inventory is performing and where some of the gaps are so that you can fix it. Now I'll apologize in advance. I'm going to look at some notes. Why have I got to look at some notes? Because one of our data scientists, Melanie, put this together for me. She's an absolute rocket scientist, and I'm going to have to just refer to these notes to make sure I get this right. So we're going to put some charts up on the screen, and I'm going to explain all about it. So step 1 in assessing your current inventory performance is looking at product availability, of course. Now, I'm sure you're familiar with this, the A, B, C, and D categories. You need to be sure that your A-class items, your highest demand items, highest in demand, have the highest availability. On the example here, we're looking at 99%, which is really good. Our Bs are at 99% and our Cs at 96%. Obviously, you don't want to be running out of the As and Bs. You're just going to really cheese off your customers. So that's the first very basic step. Then we've got to start looking at our segmentation of the inventory. And again, let's use that ABC classification. And typically, when we're classifying inventory like that, the A items are those that represent 80% of the sales. The Bs are the next 15% of sales, and the Cs the final 5% of sales. And on this chart, we're looking at how many items, how many SKUs, stock keeping units do we have in each of those. And we can see that 14% of our items actually make up 80% of the sales. That's not uncommon. And then we've got 23% making up 15% of the sales. That's fairly common. But it's really important that you understand that. Okay, what about excess and obsolete stock? Oh, so many businesses have loads of that. Really important thing to check your inventory health. So we can see on this chart, there isn't too much excess, which is good, and really not any dead stock. So dead stock is stock that hasn't moved in at least 12 months. Excess stock, generally we would classify as having more than 6 months of stock. So that's not too bad. And then what we're looking at is aging stock by cost of goods. So we're looking at the value of it. The cost of goods, so 0 to 3 months, we've got lots of stock in there, A, Bs and Cs. That's where you would expect to see most of the inventory investment. And then it tails off fairly quickly. On this chart though, we're seeing there's quite a lot over 6 months, 6 to 12 months, 12 to 24. So that would be something that I would definitely be investigating in this example. So that's step 1, having a quick look at the inventory health. Step 2 then is understanding our inventory right down to a SKU level and making a plan for every single SKU, stock keeping unit. So this is an interesting chart that we're looking at here. What we're looking at here is the count of the frequency of demand of stock by the ABC classification and the value in terms of COGS, cost of goods sold. So very simply, if it's an AA and we've got 182 items in there, these are the high value, fast moving, high demand products. And then it will be the BBs and so on. So that's a really good way to have a look at your inventory. What this allows you to do, of course, is to target service levels to the individual types of inventory. You know, managing your safety stock, stocking strategies. It helps you with your forecasting and replenishment. And you need to understand it to this level, of course, so that you can write an inventory policy. So thank you for that one, Melanie. That's really cool. And then step 3. KPIs. We talk about KPIs a lot on the channel. Make sure that you link your KPIs to your overall supply chain strategy and don't go overboard on KPIs. So here are some that we would suggest in terms of inventory. Product availability, definitely. DIFOT, delivery in full on time. Everybody knows that one. What about SIFOT? Supply in full on time, coming in from your suppliers, the other end. Stock turns, obviously, very common one. Forecast accuracy. What's your forecast accuracy like? And GMROI, gross margin return on investment. I don't see a lot of organizations measuring that. That's really looking at the return that you're getting on that inventory investment. I'm sure we've got a video on it. If not, I'll make one. Then the next step make sure that you've got the right sort of software to be running your inventory, to be managing it. Now, I am not here to promote any particular software product. I go out of my way to be totally unbiased. All I will say is that make sure that whatever software you're picking meets your functional needs. So let's flash up some of the things that you might want. You might want to have alerts when you're getting to sort of low stock levels. You might want to have the ability to balance stock levels in different locations. You certainly want forecasting and inventory planning. You certainly want container optimization, a lot of businesses, things like order scheduling, echelon inventory, so at different stages through your supply chain, being able to see what's being held, network optimization, all kinds of reporting. So you need to understand what you need in terms of functionality for your inventory management software, and then get out there and have a look. It's always difficult when people say, what's some good inventory management software? I mean, we very often help our consulting clients through this process to select software. We certainly have no bias on any particular one, but it's interesting that they can range from as little as $20,000 to $30,000 for quite a good inventory management software package, up to millions. So it's important that you pick the right one. So there we go. Here are Melanie's 4 steps to really getting a handle on your inventory and understanding your inventory health. Assess your inventory health to begin with. Make that plan around every single stock keeping unit. Review your KPIs. And then if you're still doing things on spreadsheets, you probably want to look at some specialist software to manage your inventory as well. So there we go, some tips on inventory from our guru, Melanie. Thanks for watching this week. If you've got any questions on any of that, do comment down below. If you're not subscribed to the channel, do think of subscribing, and we'll see you next week. Bye for now.